Hey, Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. Maybe you'd be Dave Knight trading at some point in the future, and if and when I ever decide to make that decision, that means that I've done something good. I am, let's just bring it over. It's been I got the PA right. I got to the PA account at Apex, and then I decided 2 days. 2 days in PA was enough for me, and time to move on to another EA. And then you can see, so here is the failure. Excuse me, let's get that screen draw tool out. So I made it to PA. Here's the PA account, PA number 4. And I'm trying out, obviously I'm trying to work with Apex. Let's see if I wrote anything positive into yesterday. So I'm only out $140 on the PA. I'm in too big today. This was yesterday. I heard Yellen was speaking. This normally was a negative vibe, but we will see. I might be a goner on this PA. I was only up $80. I was only down 100 roughly at 3 p.m. At what point will I stop being an effing idiot? Stop listening to other traders when trading. Unless, and then I wrote, unless Daryl or John or I'm in the right frame of mind, don't have a trading room open unless I'm done on trading in my account. What did I learn today? The NQ starts moving faster around 3:30, closer to 3:45 Eastern time. So I'm learning a new market, so I'm giving myself some leeway right now. Crude oil and RTY and NQ have been the markets I'm trading right now. And I'm also looking at the ES, but I'm not really trading the ES. I have to be very careful listening to other traders when I'm trading. I had too many trades today and almost blown my account in the PA today. I had too many market orders today in my trading, and I was trading too much leverage today as well. I find myself in another effort mentality in my day trading. I didn't want to lose another PA knowing how hard it was to get here. I was looking for action and trades where there wasn't really any volatility to warrant a position. So that was my yesterday pretty much. Let's see if I wrote anything. I do like fast moving markets. There is something to price action and price levels. And what I'm talking about right there is some of the Maurice Kelly's work. Whoops, you can't see it right now because I've got the screen draw up. So what I'm talking about is some of Maurice Kelly's work. He has a book out called Day Trade Like a Millionaire. And then you got your 5 minutes. So I've been toggling between 5-minute and 10-minute charts on the NASDAQ and the ES and the CL. You see all the markets that I'm following down here. The ES 10-minute chart, NQ, RTY, CL. So then you can toggle this between 5 and 10 minutes. So let's move this off screen. So let's go back to the NASDAQ. Here is the trade that I blew up today. Let's see if I can get it up here, show it properly. So I have an arrow on the charts. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to draw it on here just so you can see it. And I drew this on after the fact. I was playing this level here, thinking that if we would get up here, and I was selling all the way through this,
Potential
thinking
elevator
that
on RVY.
we were done going up, and I missed one of my all-time favorite signals, right? You can see the GAM in the prices. I have to be able to recognize it a little bit better as a day trader on a 5-minute chart. I can see it a lot better on another chart, but this was screaming. You got, look how many times it hit there. Hit once, this is the first, hit here again, hit here again, hit here again, and then it went up. So I had no business shorting past this mark right there. it held. Look at that. Look how many times it held. So you're looking at a support level, right? I guess this is called demand, is uh, Maurice Kelly would call this demand. And you can see how many times that demand it was kind of holding. Now, if you're looking at the fat of the bars, as I like to say it, you know, you had some levels there, but you got to recognize what you're seeing too. So once it failed to come down, maybe even here, this would have been a good point to stop trading on the short side. And really, I had no business in the short on March 31st anyway. So did I pick the wrong days to trade? Month end, historically for me, is not a great time for me to trade. So the 30th and the 31st, I bought the PA yesterday, and then I promptly decided to take a loser and knock that out. I wasn't good enough to hold it yet. But the good news is that I settled down. I stopped trading for a little bit. Got my 5-minute timer out, and I wasn't ready. And then I got my 10-minute timer out, and then I felt okay after 15 minutes out of the market. Then I went into EA number 33. Yes, 33. 33 was my high school number, so maybe that'll be a positive for me. And then I caught some nice trades on the way going up. I finally, well, you can, let me pull the NASDAQ over here. Here's the 230. So I started trading at 2, and it didn't take me long. And then at 2:30, roughly in this area, I started looking again. I got closed out at about 210. 15 minutes later put me at about 225, 230. This is where I got killed in my account right on this bar moving up. I was selling, and I got my ass kicked. Just doing stupid shit. So yesterday and today, actually, I guess we can read what I said earlier. I wrote down my goal, and when I first started trading yesterday, was Apex PA drive to 56K, and well, that's it. I'm back to the drawing board again. March 31st. How about patience? Failed PA number 4. I had 2 bad days of trading. I got to believe I belong here. I am out $140 altogether. So when I'm saying about that at Apex, once you get to PA, you have a decision to make. It's an $85 charge or $140 charge. 140 gives you a lifetime or 10 years at 140. You don't have any further fees. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna stay in PA. I spent my $140 to get there, and I'm still within that 2,000 threshold. If I've spent some money at Apex, I'm getting close to where my money spent against money earned is getting close. So I need to get into the PA and get to 55, 56,000 this year. I need to make it there. I need to prove myself that I can get that $2,000 withdrawal. That's the goal that I have right now. I've been able to get a lot further in my trading, as you can see over the years, and especially over the last year at Apex. I'm starting to get into a rhythm where I can make $1,000, but unfortunately I can lose a lot more too. So yesterday at one point I was down about $2,400, and I turned it around and I only went down $700 something. So I made a nice swing. Today I would have had a nice swing too, but I've got to pay a little bit more attention to the markets and not jump into the market and especially add to a losing position. I wrote that over and over again. So anyway, so what do I like? What do I like right now that I've been noticing? Trade HDs and reversals and ODD on NQ with the 5 and 10 minute chart open. So I'm toggling between the 10-minute and the 5-minute to find supply and demand levels. And then as I see them, like here's a supply level right here, right? And then it went down. Here's a demand level right in here, and it went up. So as you start recognizing areas, and I'm still learning how to do that.
Potential
And I
effects on
haven't
down
bought
Q.
Maurice Kelly's course. I don't feel like spending another 2,000 on anybody, but if I spend any extra money, it'll probably be with Apex and some of their stuff they do. I basically understand Sam Seaton and the way that he approaches supply and demand, so I don't feel as though I need Maurice Kelly's course at this point. If I spend any money, it'll probably be in the Apex side. A course I'm actually looking at right now with is the mental part of the game, the psychological side, psychology. That seems to be my biggest hang up right now. It's not the trading, it's when to stop. When to stop trading on a bad day. What is a bad day? I haven't been able to define a bad day other than a failure in an EA account. That seems to be the point where I say, okay, well, that one didn't work. Well, that's not the right mentality. I know it's not the right mentality, but I haven't got comfortable with how much loss should I be expecting. And I'm only trading between 1 and 2 contracts right now. Now, I will add one more, or to go up to 2 in the crude oil market, 4 in the NQ or the RTY at times. I'm toying with that right now, but that's as most I will go. Today, when I lost the PA, I was actually day trading 6 contracts, and I blew the account that way. So I paid for that. So I lost basically not the 2,500 or whatever, the 47, 541. What I truly lost, a little bit of pride, a little bit of humble pie. I mean, I had a little bit more humble pie, but $140. So the 140 to the PA. So I signed this freaking contract just the other day, and now here I am back to the drawing board. The good news is I took one of the accounts, number 33, my high school football number. I got the 51,033. So if I look back at my last EA I was in, I made it in 3 trading days. So I can do that again, and then I got to be able to stay in the PA. I got to be honest, I was a little bit nervous in the PA. I haven't been there for a while, and I allowed I allowed the nervous. I allowed me to blow up a little bit yesterday and blow up a little bit today. And I'm like, don't blow up. And I did exactly what I didn't want to do. So I manifested the other side of it. I I really thought that, well, obviously I don't believe I'm there yet. So therefore, since I don't believe I'm there, I haven't reached the right level yet um, in my trading, adding the extra contract RTY, NQES, and CL. CL hasn't been very good to me over the last year, so that's why I decided to move out of CL and start learning a new market. So I've got to give myself some time to learn the NQ, the RTY, the ES again. I've used to trade these. I trade them, but it's been 10 years now, 8, 9, 10 years since I've traded any of the other markets outside of crude oil. I've only traded the crude oil market for pretty much my whole time at um, 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 Top Step. The reason being is that every market that you would open up at Top Step, you'd pay an extra $95 or whatever they call it, the professional fee. So if you'd open, so for instance, if I was trading all these different markets, I could have, if I traded gold and crude oil, a grain market, and I traded one of the NQES and RTY whatnot. I could have 4 separate markets out there and pay an extra $400 a month. So that's why I decided to just trade the crude oil futures. So I've got to give myself, and I'm okay with this, I got to give myself some time. Uh, I've penciled into June. June right now is the time to learn this market, and in the process still get paid. So will I stay in the PA account? I have no idea. Most likely not. The way I trade, I go after it. I come to. Hopefully, I can. I'm a quick learner. This old dog is learning some new tricks, so I have moved out of just trading my own shit and adding other way of other people looking at things and trying to combine that into a cohesive trading strategy. And it's working for the most part, except for one thing. I have not come to conclusion on how much of a loss is a loss. So, for instance, when I start winning, when I start winning, I it's like I accumulate wins, and I make a loss and I accumulate wins. When I start losing, I accumulate the losers too. So I haven't made up my mind. Is it 500? Is it 600? Is it 1,000? Obviously, it's not in any of those levels because I've busted through all those levels and said, you know what, fuck it, mentality, and just go. You know what? I'm just going to pay the extra money to open up the other side. So I know that's not the right thing to think in my head, but I haven't come to conclusion. Now, one of the good things at Top Step is you would have to get out of your trading at 500. So if you had close to a $500 loss, you had to close out of that, at least in the 30K account I used to trade. You'd have to close out ahead of time. Otherwise, you had to repay for everything. And $97 a pop, you know, and they've given you a crutch at Apex. The $36 50K has been golden. Now, I've added too many EAs over the last, since I think I was at 15 coming in the year. I'm at 33, so you can see I've added 18 to 20 something
Potential
of all
TX
year
on
now.
RVY.
So I've added a lot more EAs to get me more screen time, get me more trades. To Larry Williams said something a long time ago that sat well with me. Why did he go and in the very beginning he would just play hand after hand after hand of blackjack? What he was trying to get in, if you read what he said at that point, he was trying to numb himself to taking on a trade. So if he found a trade, he wouldn't worry about it. He would just take it on. Win or lose, take it on. Win or lose. Obviously, blackjack's not a great game. Being a casino dealer, I can tell you that's not a great game at all. Not the only game that I kind of like is craps, and then I'll play some slots. Now I will play blackjack occasionally because unfortunately I know the game a lot better. Dealing now 2.5 years of this frickin' game. I do like Spanish, by the way, better than Spanish blackjack. Spanish 21 over blackjack. I like that game a lot better, but that's not here or there. So anyway, uh, it's okay. I got nervous in the PA. It has been a long time since I was there. This is me writing today. Over a year or so. I can get back now that I know I'm doing better in my trading. I'm going to watch the last 30 minutes today in the NQ. It is quarter in March 31st. The age-old window dressing. Funds putting money to work today. I know all this stuff, but it doesn't help me as a trader sometimes. High of NQ was at 3:31 p.m., but then it actually made another high at the 4 o'clock mark. So the true high, I believe, came in right here, right at 4. So 13,311. So it was making new grounds today. It was going up. If you look at here, let me show you something. So you look at the NQ. Look at this hardly anything. This is virgin territory, right? So if we show the RTY at the same time frame, look how many dynamic little areas are. So the NQ was busting into new areas today. So I would assume the tech sector did really well today, not knowing anything other than looking at NASDAQ, and you would think, okay, probably the tech sector did extremely well today. All right, so then I said the high of NQ was at 331, but it really ended up being at 359. My wife's trying to call in, so I'm going to have to wrap this up. Market went up hard at 3:53 p.m. So I wrote down some more notes today. What am I lacking in my day trading? I think what I'm kind of lacking right now is a little bit of the psychological aspect of it. Apex has a course that I'm going to invest in within the next couple of days. After April, after I pay a bill, probably around April 3rd or so, after I pay that bill off, and then I can carry that balance until I pay that off for the next 30 days. So that's a good trick right there. Know your credit card balances when your one payment comes off, and don't pay that off, and then add you get that float for 30 days and then pay it off. Anyway, so what am I looking at my day trading? I've shown that I can make 1K in a day, but I can lose an account quickly. I need to be extremely careful in adding contracts to any position. The HD, the the hidden divergence, and the ODD trades with Apex are the best trade setups with when you have momentum. Maurice Kelly in the 5 or 10-minute charts defines supply and demand seem to work. Got to be careful. Be careful with the Gann setups that break out in the opposite direction. Gann 4 times through needs to be honored and respected. So that was my notes over the last 2 days. I just kind of wanted to bring you up to speed with what's going on. I'm back in it. I got to requalify an EA number 33 to get into PA again. So hopefully I can do it in a couple days next week. Hopefully by end of next week, we're talking on Friday. I've got 6 trading days, and I need next Monday to move on to get back into the PA. So it can happen within the first week of April if I play my cards right, if I do the things I need to get done. All right, that's it. 20 minutes of me bullshitting with you today. Dave Knight here from 123 Day Trade. Most likely be called Dave Knight Trading it in the near future. DaveKnightTrading.com. Don't go buying that. No, I'm just kidding. If you do buy it, I'll just have to make another name. I got more. I don't know what the hell I'm going to call it. But anyways, if you want to be a dick, I guess you could do that too, huh? But you know, I probably should just buy it right now before today, just in case some dick out there decides. So I got some trolls out there that like to piss me off. I think since I mentioned it, I'm gonna have to buy it now. All right, spend the $10 at GoDaddy and buy the fucking domain. I'm sorry for my language today. I'm just kind of, I'm a little bit just. I'm in a good place though. I feel like I'm moving this way up the staircase, and it's starting to make sense to me. I've got to learn a lot more in the Apex side of how they take on trades. I got to understand how they take off trades as time goes on. I don't like their profit targets, 7 ticks on one and 10 on another. I hate them. You see one's at 14. I hardly ever take off at 14. I like the market to move. I like Kia CL. They recognize like a 7 tick win on the CL market. 7, I put 10 there. I'm not happy with just the levels that they have. Now, they've got another thing they call simplicity, that they go after higher numbers. But when you trade one contract and you get a quick move in market, what you'll notice is that your high and your max daily drawdown will equal each other, which is a good thing, right? So you won't have that drawdown going back and forth a lot, trading one and you're hitting these targets. So that's a good thing. So when I figure out those levels of what I'm comfortable with, I'll let you guys know as well. Now, once again, to wrap it up, at this point in time, I'm trading the NQ when there's low volatility. If there's high volatility, I'm trading the RTY. I'm not really trading the ES other than I have ES on my third screen just looking at it. I got CL market on my other first computer. If you would go across my screens right now, I got 4 screens going. I got CL on one. I'm toggling between, on my middle computer, one you're looking at right now on the screen right now, I'm toggling between the NQ and RTY depending upon volatility. And then I've got the ES that I'm really not trading the ES. 12.5 per tick on the ES. That's a little bit too rich for me. I would rather trade CL at $10 a tick or NQ or RTY at $5 a tick. So there's lots of opportunity. There's a lot more opportunity in the NQ at Apex than there is in RTY when volatility slows down. So that's why I go after the NQ occasionally, but it gets way too fast. Somewhere between 3:45 and 4 o'clock, I need to have my trades done by then, or move to the RTY, because NQ moves way too fast to put on trades. It's a little bit of helter skelter there in the last 15 minutes. They call it the power hour. I usually would say I like to be done in the crude oil futures by 2:25. Looks like I want to be done with NQ at this point by 3:45 if I'm trading it. All right. Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. I don't got that to buy that freaking website. This is Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Yeah, you'll see it. And you go over there at some point in the future, you'll see Dave Knight Trading. It'll say something like, this website's coming soon. Bye, guys. And gals, if there's any gals still watching me.